Luzon, Visayas, at Mindanao. Let's cool in! Mga kalabaw! Handa na ba kayo? Metro Manila's greatest hits is back. Ang lahat ng drama, ang lahat ng tawanan, musika at anong paman. Magkakasama pa rin tayo mga kalamaw. Sa lungkot at ligaya, kami pa rin ang iyong paboritong tambayan. Broadcasting live from TVH Group of Networks. Ang iyong himpilan, ang iyong tahanan. Number 1 sa Mega Manila.
You are listening to Cool FM.
Live from Cool Studios. This is Cool News at Noon.
Good afternoon, Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao. It is now 12:02 p.m. and this is Cool News at Noon. You're listening right here on Cool FM Nationwide and on News Radio 93.1. On Brain, the latest stories that's here for you. Let's start with the weather update. Typhoon Ophel has maintained its strength as it moved west-northwestward over the Philippine Sea, the Philippine Atmospheric Geophysical and Astronomical Services Administration reported on Wednesday. Based on the State Weather Bureau's 11 a.m. bulletin, Ophel was last spotted some 485 kilometers east-northeast of Duguid, Cabios Norte, or 610 kilometers east of Infanta, Quezon. It backs maximum sustained winds of 120 kilometers per hour near its center and gustiness of up to 150 kilometers per hour, moving northwestward at 20 kilometers per hour. Pagasa hosted tropical cyclone with Sentinel number 2 in the following areas: eastern portion of mainland Cagayan, eastern portion of Isabel. Areas under tropical cyclone with signal number 2 may experience gale force winds of 62 to 88 kilometers per hour, causing minor to moderate threat to life and property. Meanwhile, the following areas were placed under tropical cyclone wind signal number 1, where strong winds ranging from 39 to 61 kilometers per hour, as well as wind to minor threat to life and property may be expected. Batanes, Babuyan Islands, the rest of mainland Cagayan, the rest of Isabela, Quirino, Nueva Vizcaya, Apayao, Kalinga, Abra, Mountain Province, eastern portion of Ifugao, Ilos Norte, northern portion of Aurora. The highest wind signal which may be hosted during the occurrence of Ophel is wind signal number 4, Pagasa stated. Ophel is forecast to make landfall along the eastern coast of Cagayan or Isabela on Thursday afternoon. It will steadily intensify within 24 hours and possibly make landfall during its peak intensity. There's no need for implementing rules to be crafted for them to start mapping. The law itself is enough. These were the words used by Senate Majority Leader Francis Tolentino when he called out on Wednesday the National Mapping and Resource Information Authority, or NAPRIA, as a shorter term for supposedly waiting for new maritime and sea lanes laws implementing rules and regulations prior to crafting the country's updated map. We really have to have a new map. I would like to correct NARIA. There is no need for implementing rules to be crafted for them to start mapping. The law itself is enough, said Tolentino. The senator heads the Senate Special Panel on Maritime and Admiralty Zones. Sa Alta Namria, there is no need to wait for the IRR. That will still take too long, he added. Namria on Tuesday released a statement clarifying that specific coordinates of the country's sea lanes are yet to be fixed. According to Namria, once the International Maritime Organization and the International Civil Aviation Organization processes are concluded and the specific coordinates are fixed, the sea lanes with the air routes above them will take effect 6 months after the proclamation by the President. Tolentino said under the newly signed Philippine Maritime Zones Act and the Philippine Archipelagic Sea Lanes Act, an oversight committee will be assigned to do the following functions: ensure that the maps are properly charted, ensure that the entitlements are properly claimed, ensure that the necessary legal consequences are properly and positively implemented, One instance is the Philippines' right to conduct its own scientific maritime research. Hence, the former President Rodrigo Duterte will be present at the House of Representatives Quad Committee on Wednesday, prompted the panels to push through with its hearings. Historical del Norte Secretary Representative Robert A. Barber said. Barbers, in an ambassador interview on Wednesday morning, said they have decided to just resume the hearing, even if only a few resource persons will be present, to maximize Duterte's presence. We said that we will not push through with the hearing because last Monday we released a notice of cancellation for the immediate schedule today. But since we received information that the former president will be here, we decided to take advantage of the chance that he is here. He explained. We have been waiting for him for so long. Members of the Quadcom have been longing to ask him directly, the lawmaker noted. So because of that, because this is a rare opportunity, we are not sure when the former president will be back. We took advantage, he explained. Barbers, however, clarified that the Turkish camp did not send a confirmation that the former president will attend, noting that this information only came from the Turkish former cabinet officials and his supporters on social media. As I speak at this time, we have not received confirmation that the former president will be here. We got the information from social media only and from former members of his cabinet. Members of the progressive group Bokong alias Sang Makabayan held a protest on Wednesday decrying the alleged extrajudicial killings during the brutal drug war on drugs of the administration of Rodrigo Duterte. Approximately 100 Bayan members gathered outside the House of Representatives Circuit holding banners bearing Duterte Igulong, or Imprisoned Duterte, as the chamber's Quad Committee pushed through its probe into the former chief executive's controversial anti-drug campaign. Meanwhile, supporters of Duterte also gathered in front of Batasan Hills National High School near the lower chamber start gate. Duterte arrived for the MECA panel's 11th hearing, which was supposed to be moved to November 21st. Based on reports, Duterte's war on drugs left at least 6,000 people dead. Data from Human Rights Watch the Karapatan showed that the war on drugs resulted in some 30,000 dead. And United States Secretary of Defense Lloyd Austin III will visit the Philippines next week as part of ongoing efforts to modernize alliance and partnerships toward a shared vision for a free and open Indo-Pacific. In the press statement on Wednesday, Pentagon Press Secretary Major General Pat Ryder detailed that Justin will also visit Australia, Laos, and Fiji to participate in a series of bilateral and multilateral meetings. These engagements will drive ongoing efforts to modernize our alliances and partnerships toward our shared vision for a free and open Indo-Pacific, said Ryder. According to Ryder, Austin will first travel to Darwin, Australia for multilateral meetings with regional allies and engagements with the U.S. Marines and from the Marine Rotational Force Darwin. Austin will then make his fourth visit to the Philippines, where he is expected to advance security objectives with Philippine leaders and meet with U.S. and Philippine forces. He will then visit Laos on November 21st and conclude his trip to Fiji, making his first ever visit to the country. Austin's trip comes as the U.S. builds on unprecedented cooperation with like-minded countries to strengthen regional security, said Ryder. It is now 12:10 p.m. We will get into international headlines along with the showbiz right here on koolNews at them. Don't go anywhere. We will be right back.
This koolNews edition was brought to you by Your Ace Supermarket, ang budget-friendly supermarket ng Pilipinas. Now in 6,900 locations around the Philippines and Southeast Asia. Ladies' Choice Chicken and Ham Spread. Fujidenso Home and Commercial Appliances, where you get reliable, durable, and energy-saving products. Upgrade your usual appliances of Fujidenso HV inverter appliances. Fujidenso, quality above all. Pride Powder Detergent. All you need is Pride. Manufactured by ACS Manufacturing Corporation. ISO certified, world-class quality.
ACS.
Yakult Probiotic Drink. Yakult, panalo ka tiyan. And TVH, the home of entertainment. Tutok na sa TVH. Available in high definition via Delsat TV. Bisitahin ang youtube.com/@TVH Network PH para sa inyong paboritong mga highlights at live shows. You're listening to Cool FM.
#1 sa Mega Manila.
Nationwide pa.
Vice ganda.
And my for Max Saver Sulit Busog Meals.
Huwag nang gumastos ng sobra-sobra pa.
99 pesos na lang, sulit busog ka na.
Ang mabusugera.
Extra rice sa hiraramba. Extra busog sa Crispy Chicken Filet Meal at Crispy Chicken Filet Ala King Meal na may extra rice na. 99 pesos lang in all stores.
Max Saver Sulit Busog Meals, 99 pesos na lang. Ang mabusugera.
At talagang tuwang-tuwa ka pa sa pagligo sa alulod, ha? Umuwi ka ng bata ka at maligo.
Maghugas ka na ng maigi ha. Galing ka pa sa bukid.
Hugasan mo yung kutsara bago mo gamitin. Baka naihian niya ng daga.
Walang pinipiling lugar ang leptospirosis. Sa school, sa daan, kahit pa sa iyong tahanan, maglinis, magmasid, mag-ingat. Labanan ng leptospirosis. Kung may posibleng exposure, konsultayo sa pinakamalapit na health facility. Para sa libreng konsulta at reseta, tumawag sa DOH Hotline 1555.
Nay, dali ragod nay, na ako'y capsule nay ba nga lami kini siya nay. Nindot kini para sa imong maintenance nay.
Unsa man na Magnum C nga kapsul?
Dili nay, lahi ni siya nay. Epektibo pag kaayo ni nga kapsula nay.
Dili ko ana. Magnum C ra jud ako ang kapsul. Ug paimnon ko nimo ana, di nataka ilhon nga apo. Maunang Magnum C ra jud ako. Kasabot ka?
Di na yun mapungan ang pagsalig sa katawhan sa Magnum C. The most trusted by seniors. Laging healthy sa Magnum C.
We crave fudgy. Fudgy boy, ang gusto ko. We love fudgy. Fudgy boy,
EXL Makabuhay Plus.
Idol, si Randy Canedo ang inyong kauban sa radyo. Ako'y pailaila kaninyo ang EXL Makabuhay Plus. Masaligan yun sa tanan. Wala na'y laing mulabaw pa niini. 17 ingredients nga purong herbal o vegan. Daghan ang naghatag na sa ilang mga testimony. Ay mo ang batasan ang pagtumar sa EXL Makabuhay Plus. Buntag, udto o gabi. Aron masigurado na to ang kahimsog sa atong panlawas. May buhay sa EXL Makabuhay.
Power up with Imugene. Makahatag og kalagsik aron perming update ka makini sa ginseng, noto ginseng ug astragalus nga napamatud-an na nga makapalig-on sa resistensya ug immunity sa lawas. Imugene, your energy and immunity booster. Mapalit sa inyong mga suking butika. Now approved therapeutically.
Saktong tapang sarap na ang Nescafe Classic dahil pinagsama ang tapang ng dark roast beans at sarap ng light roast beans sa bawat higop. Sarap na tikman ang Nescafe Classic.
Magpapasko na! Huwag manghihina! Lumalabas sa survey na prone ang prostate cancer sa mga edad 40 pataas sa kalalakihan. Para maiwasan, mag-Mark Up Capsule Food Supplement. Ito ay may mackerel extract at hornigold upang maibalik ang tikas at lakas. Mag-Mark Up Capsule Food Supplement araw-araw para always kang ready. Ito ay hatid sa inyo ng Jmar Herbs Incorporated. Kasangga, maligayang Pasko at manigong bagong taon. Ang Mark Up Capsule Food Supplement ay mabibili na sa inyong suking butika at drug stores dito mismo sa ating lugar.
Mahalagang paalala, ang Mark Up Food Supplement Capsule ay hindi gamot at hindi maaaring gamitin paggamot sa lamang uri ng sakit.
Land Bank is transforming to serve the nation better. Sa digital innovations, mas napabubuti ang inyong pagbabangko saan man kayo 24/7. We bring financial services and solutions to the unbanked and underserved. Naniniwala ang Land Bank na ang bawat Pilipino ay maaaring mamuhay ng matiwasay at magtagumpay. Together we build a brighter future, from countryside to countrywide. Your future, powered by Land Bank. Land Bank is regulated by the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas and a member of PDIC and Banknet.
Kahit always blooming bango sa Surf Fabcon. New Surf Fabcon Fresh and Bloom. May 3 times amoy pawis shield. Kaya kahit always blooming bango sa Surf Fabcon. Based on black test and select fabric versus detergent powder only. Surf!
Hindi birong maging isang ina. Dapat hands-on ka sa maraming bagay, lalo na sa mga iniinom na gamot. Dapat ready ka. Kaya kapag may sakit sa pamilya ko, gaya ng sakit ng ulo, sakit sa katawan na may kasamang lagnat, dulot ng sipon, allergic rhinitis o sinusitis, Simdex D ang ipinapainom ko. Gamot laban sa sintomas ng trangkaso. Simdex D is available in Mercury Drug Stores and other drug stores near you. Phenylpropanolamine hydrochloride chlorphenamine malate paracetamol is the generic name of Simdex D. If symptoms persist, consult your doctor.
Also available Simdex D Syrup for kids and Simdex D Forte for adults.
Protection
Yakult!
with proper diet and exercise
Yakult!
helps gut health.
Yakult!
May 8 billion live LCS
Yakult!
that may reach the intestines alive.
Yakult!
Helps improve digestion.
Yakult!
Helps balance out bacteria.
Yakult!
And helps boost immunity.
Yakult! Kaya panalo ka dyan!
Si Vic Soto po ito. Alam nyo ba, kahit saan ako magpunta sa mundo, ang tanging tinatanggap na premium quality elastomeric paint ay yung gawa sa 100% acrylic. Hindi namumulbos, di basta kumukupas ang kulay, pangmatagalan. Para sa akin, yan ang gold standard. Kaya sa pagbili ng elastomeric paint, siguraduhin yung may tatak na 100% acrylic. Hanapin ang Davis Sun and Rain 100% acrylic elastomeric paint. Basta pintura, hanapin ang tatak Davis.
Coco Martin po, certified Argentina corned beef lover. Kasi naman, ang hibla, malaman. Made with 100% real beef pa. At masarap talaga. Hinahanap-hanap kita. Sarap ng Argentina. Sa presyong abot kaya. Promise. Busog ang araw-araw ko. As part of 3 complete meals.
B-I-N-B-I-N-B! Kada ilugay mo, sabayan mo ako. Ilugay mo yung smooth, turbo mo, nakakagigil. Pagkagi Sunsilk ang gamit mo. In 1, 2, 3, ilugay mo Sunsilk.
Worried about ponytail dents, tangles, and frizz? Use Sunsilk Smooth and Manageable every day for 5 times smoother, fragrant hair versus non-conditioning shampoo. Para
Gandang lugar, ready lahat tayo. Sunsilk.
You're listening to Cool FM.
#1 sa Mega Manila.
Nationwide pa!
Welcome back. Let's get on to the international headlines. U.S. Secretary of Blinken headed Tuesday on an emergency trip to Brussels to discuss how to support Ukraine with European allies in the race before Donald Trump takes the White House. The top U.S. diplomat under outgoing President Joe Biden will meet Wednesday with his NATO and European Union counterparts to discuss support for Ukraine in its defense against Russia's aggression, State Department spokesman Matthew Miller said in a statement. Trump's election on November 5, coupled with a political crisis in Germany, have escalated fears in Europe on the future of assistance for Ukraine as it battles Russian invaders. Trump has in the past voiced admiration for Russian President Vladimir Putin and scoffed at the $175 billion in U.S. assistance committed for Ukraine since Moscow's 2022 invasion. Marco Rubio, Trump's pick to succeed Blinken, in a recent interview that said that the United States needs to acknowledge that the Ukraine war was a stalemate and should show pragmatism on future support. Trump has boasted that he can end the war in a day, likely by forcing concessions of Ukraine, although Mike Waltz, his newly named National Security Advisor, has said that Trump may also pressure Putin. The Washington Post reported that since the election, Trump had already spoke to Putin by telephone and discouraged an escalation by Russia. The Kremlin denied the report. Trump's victory came as Ukraine was already bracing for the impact of thousands of North Korean troops whom U.S. intelligence say have been sent to fight for Russia, giving Moscow a greater edge. On Tuesday, the U.S. State Department said that Pyongyang soldiers have begun engaging in combat operations alongside Russian forces. The Biden administration has made clear and plans in its remaining weeks to push through the more than $9 billion of remaining funding appropriated by Congress for weapons and other security assistance to Ukraine. Our approach remains the same as it's been for the last 2.5 years, which is to put Ukraine in the strongest possible position on the battlefield so that it is ultimately in the strongest possible position at the negotiating table, Jake Sullivan, Biden's national security advisor, said at the weekend. Mark Cunningham, senior advisor at the Center for Strategic and International Studies, expected the United States to focus on sending vehicles, medical supplies, and small arms ammunition, which Ukraine needs and the United States can provide. I think between now and the end of the administration, they're going to try to ship everything they can that's available, Xi'an said. German Foreign Minister Annalena Baerbock warned Monday that Putin could take advantage of the U.S. post-election transition to press his advantage. We don't have time to wait until spring, she said. Trump, in his first term, aggressively pushed Europe to step up defense spending and questioned the fairness of NATO, the U.S.-backed transatlantic alliance dating from the Cold War that has been robustly defended by Biden. It is safe to say that whatever approach the U.S. leadership takes towards Ukraine, Europe will have to step up, and we will have to take the lead in supporting Ukraine's defense efforts and macro financial stability, said Olena Prokopenko of the German Marshall Fund of the United States. Unfortunately, Donald Trump's win comes at arguably the worst possible time in terms of Europe's political and economic shape and its ability to promptly coordinate, she said. Palu's president has accused China of flooding the Pacific nation's maritime borders, raising concerns about research vessels lurking uninvited within its waters. We keep on raising flags and complaining about it, but they keep on sending them, said President Surangel Woods Jr., the pro-US leader reacted this week. They continually don't respect our sovereignty and our boundaries and just continue to do these activities, he told AFP from Palos Commercial Center, Koror. The most recent foray was detected earlier this week, Webs told AFP on Tuesday evening, one day after claiming victory in presidential elections. Once again, Chinese vessels are in our exclusive economic zone uninvited. In what appeared to be another deliberate fraud, Chinese officials earlier this year bestowed new names on two underwater mountains that already claimed by Palu, Webs added. They're now naming some of our seamounts Chinese names. Why? Why would you do that? A nation of some 20,000 people, Palu is one of the few countries to recognize Taiwan's claim to statehood. It is a sense that has angered China, which in recent years has persuaded a bunch of other Pacific nations to walk away from Taiwan in favor of Beijing. The United States on Tuesday banned all civilian flights to Haiti for a month, a day after 3 jetliners approaching or departing from its gang-ridden capital Port-au-Prince were hit by gunfire. The shootings provided a vivid glimpse of the violent chaos gripping Haiti as a new prime minister took the reins of the nation ravaged by poverty, chronic political instability, and other woes. The U.S. Federal Aviation Administration's move came after a Spirit Airlines jetliner arriving from Florida in Port-au-Prince was hit by gunfire and had to reroute to the Dominican Republic. A flight attendant suffered minor injuries, and images posted online appeared to show several bullet holes inside the plane. 2 planes that left the Haitian capital Monday were also hit, with single bullet holes detected in post-flight inspections. In each case, the airline said. Both planes landed safely. They were a JetBlue flight to JFK Airport in New York and an American Airlines flight to Miami. Prime Minister Alex Didier feels it Emim was sworn in Monday, replacing outgoing Premier Gary Cornell, who was appointed in May but became embroiled in a power struggle with the country's unelected transitional council. Haiti remained cut off from the rest of the world, with its main airport closed and bursts of gunfire ringing out in several neighborhoods of the capital. Many schools and stores were shuttered as people feared more attacks by the powerful and well-armed gangs that control some 80% of the city, even though a Kenyan-led international force has been deployed to help the outgunned Haitian police restore order. Violent crime in the capital city remains high, with gang members routinely targeting civilians, and robberies, rapes, and kidnappings are rampant. The Transitional Council, aiming to put Haiti on a path to voting in 2026, had been tasked with stabilizing a country that has no president or parliament and last held elections in 2016. The United States on Tuesday called on Haiti's leaders to put personal interests aside and concentrate on getting the country back on its feet. The active and immediate needs of the Haitian people maintained that the transitional government prioritized governance over the competing personal interests of political actors, State Department spokesman Matthew Miller said in a statement. And finally, on to showbiz news, Tom Rodriguez revealed how he is now a father to a baby boy named Corbin, saying he shares the child with his non-showbiz partner, whom he has been with for the past 2 years. The actor made the revelation during the press conference of his upcoming film, Buwak Mo Kung Iwan, or Ewan, or Iwan, on Tuesday, November 12th. Rodriguez said he did not intend to hide the child and that he would have gladly answered if anyone had asked, but that no one asked. I'm a new dad to a very happy, healthy baby boy. He's 4 months old, and I have never experienced happiness at this level, he told the members of the press, as seen in a Frontline Pilipinas report. He's my constant source of inspiration right now. I kept saying before na, tumantanda na ako, but after this, I don't feel it anymore. I feel younger, more vibrant, he added. Rodriguez then noted that he wants to have a clear boundary between his showbiz and personal life, as he opted not to share further details about his partner and their child. I don't want to hide. I don't want to live a life in hiding. So wherever I go, kasama ang pamilya ko, people are gonna see us. Eventually, people will see us around, he said. The actor, however, shared that he and his current partner met after his divorce with actress Carla Abelna. And just in, back onto national headlines, the Presidential Communications Office on Wednesday released a list of newly appointed government officials. So here are the newly promoted officials appointed by President Marcos. Juan Cocas Jr., who will be the acting member of the Board of Trustees, that is for Department of Environment and Natural Resources. For Department of Finance, we have Catherine Lopez, who will be running as the Director the Third. And for Department of Public Works and Highways, we have Michael Villafranca, who will be running as Assistant Secretary, and Vanessa Villanueva, who will be running as the Director the Fourth. And for Public Attorney's Office, we have Premier D. Ewick Kit Castro, who will be running for Regional Public Attorney for Public Attorney 5, and Mariam Motante, Regional Public Attorney, who will be for Public Attorney 5. Ladies and gentlemen, it is now 12:29 p.m. and that is all for koolNews at noon. As always, we will return at 4 p.m. for more news and headlines. You can also send us your comments, suggestions, and feedback at philippines.news@gmail.com. Until then, I am Cairo and this is koolNews. We will see you later at 4 p.m. Take care and mabuhay. Goodbye for now.